Welcome everyone to tonight's Division A East Flex match between Beast Coast, riding high at the top of the division, tied for first place, against two calculated to throw, and a tie for 8th place, fighting for that last playoff spot. Let me introduce my co-caster, Vivanche. How the heck are you tonight?
I'm doing well. Glad to be back.
All right, glad to have you back. I think we rocked the first cast, so we'll see if we can't do that again. So, like I said, Beast Coast is in first place, or they're in a tie for first place. They do have two matches in hand. They've only played six, and the other team has played eight, I believe. So that first place, that tie is a little misleading. If they win tonight, that'll put them into first place. Two calculated to throw is just a couple points out of the playoffs in eighth place. There's a nice little logjam down there. So both teams definitely have something to play for. So without any further ado, oh, you know what I forgot to do? The map bands. My apologies, my apologies. Um, while we're waiting here, the coin flip went Beast Coast's way. They decided they wanted first hero pick, so they banned Infernal Shrines and Dragonshire. Two calculated to throw banned Sky Temple and Towers of Doom, and we are going to go to Battlefield of Eternity for the first map. So as I get that set up, I will get the game started. Teams are raring and ready to go. So let's go.
Battlefield of Eternity. Great map. And different playstyles to be had. What do you think what is your favorite playstyle, Reckham?
So on this map, I really like to draft for the burn. But one of the things I like about this map is that you can play it either way. You can draft for the burn, or you can draft to take a team fight and then go back and burn while the other team is dead. I like to
But
play a
the
lot of Ming on this map and go with a Q build. So
but the most important thing to do on this map is to make sure that you do have some burn, even if you are defending.
true. That's a very good point.
The best picks I like to see here are Vala, some Hanzo, of course, but Hanzo main, I love it. And some Rainer too. He's a very strong person for all around everything. But the
Yeah,
Exterminator got nerfed, so it might not be great.
I was just going to mention the Exterminator nerf. I think he's still good on this map. I mean, he didn't exactly get nerfed to the ground with that, but it does maybe knock him out of that number one spot into, yeah, he's probably down there with Alan Greymane, some others. Speaking of Greymane, Greymane will not be participating in this match.
Greymane is
Probably a good
very
ban.
strong pick.
I'm wondering if they have a strong Euro player or if that's just they don't want to see Euro. I'm not up on the roster of these teams like I should be.
Irel is very strong, especially with Dauntless, and on this map too, because the Soul Laner can't really split off and do other things to punish her lack of wave clear.
So no Samuro, so no one wandering around taking camps at will. I've seen Samuro be
Also,
really good on this map.
Beast Coast has a great Samuro player. I know that.
Mm.
So it's a target ban. We can see that along with Deckard Kane, but it doesn't look like their main healer is here. But I could
And
be wrong.
Captain Sylvanas, Mega Muffin picks Sylvanas. Not my war chief, but she's still a popular hero. Wonderful seeing any kind of cheese or anything on this map. Although with a two-lane map, it's really kind of hard to get down and cheese the tower quickly because someone will be in each lane. But they could go mid, take the wall there, or something weird like that. And there's Johanna. Not a surprise for a first round pick. And there's Ming. We'll see if she goes with a team fighty build or if she goes with something to rip the Immortal apart. Both strategies going to work. And we see the other tank ETC. A lot of Johanna, a lot of ETC lately.
Yes, those are the strongest tanks in the meta right now, but we'll see how this plays out. The Cassia pick is a little bit interesting. Along with the buffs, I think that she might be viable, especially with the 30 armor.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised to see Cassia pick before you have a lot of AA on the other team because that's where she really shines, blinding people and shutting them down. But I think you're right. After the buff, she's kind of a force in her own right. She's not so much a I'm going to counter AA, but she's just being taken as a hero that can get the job done. So
She's not really so much of counter AA anymore. Her blind doesn't last that long. What she is useful for is mitigating poke damage along with lack of CC. With Johanna, it kind of is punishing the lack of huge amounts of stuns against her, which could be interesting to see.
There's the
Here
Rainer.
comes. There's the Rainer and the Li Ming Ana. I think Nano Cannoneer is going to be popping people off.
Yeah, I think a nano boosted Ming probably violates the Geneva Convention somehow, but I think we're going to see it. And I saw they took Rhaegar off the board. Rhaegar, one of the top healers there, um, and he can get some work done to the camps here. So I think that's probably a smart ban. It might also be a target ban too, but even if it's not, I'd like to see him taken off. However, they do pick up Tyrande, so they gain a stun that Rhaegar doesn't have, and they gain the Hunter's Mark on the Immortal. So that'll help them with the burn a little bit.
It looks like red team is going to be having a pretty standard comp, whereas the blue team has a fairly standard comp as well, but with a little bit of variations from the extremely meta portion, which I'm excited to see.
Alright, teams are ready. It looks like no one's going to swap. They're all happy with their chosen heroes. And here we go. It's a battlefield of eternity. So whose draft do you like better?
Honestly, I love Li Ming. I love her. I think that I like red team's draft more. In fact, I'd actually switch the tanks here. I'd rather have blue team have Joanna and red team have ETC because that would just complement their team comps a little bit better. But the Tyrande allows for a stun follow up, which is really. I'd go with red team though, just because of the Li Ming, and I love her to death, along with Exterminator Rainer, Nano
Alright,
Boost.
well, you want to introduce Li Ming and the rest of her cohorts on the red team?
Alright, and this team right here is too calculated to throw, with Mana Derp on Li Ming, Fear on Joanna, I Feed on Rainer, Ektar on Ana, Pirius has Colonel Pants.
And for the blue team, we have Beast Coast, Mega Muffin on the Sylvanas, Legacy on the ETC, Hunter X on the Cassia, Richard Gere on the Tronda, and Secret 333 on the Sonya.
And you can see the Tyrannic Owl coming out right away, trying to get that poke damage and see a little bit clearer about where the enemy is.
Yep.
Fairly standard.
In the top lane, we have Sonya and Imperius. I don't think there's a big advantage for one of those early, so I think most of the action will probably be down here on the bottom.
Tyrande hit the owl. That means it's game, apparently, to activate play.
I did not know that. Should we just like quit now and declare a winner?
I think we declared a winner already, but I think that we should just go ahead and see, because the excitement has just begun.
Yeah, Rainer did take the Exterminator like we expected. Ming going with Force Armor. So I'm really interested to see Ming's build, whether it's a Ward build or a Calamity build or a Magic Missile build. I think all of them are valid. We'll see how she goes. Oh, Rainer is having to get back there. He got a little body block there, but he's able to press a Z and walk out. Check out the soul lane real quick. Sonya being kind of a bully, but Imperius is back by as well. He's safe, so he'll be fine.
Sonya versus Imperius is an interesting combination, but I see that there's a bottom siege camp, and looks like Beast Coast is doing a really nice job keeping two calculators to throw off of that camp and being able to grab it.
And did that without missing any soak. They're actually up in XP a little bit. So we'll see how much value they can get from that camp. Looks like Johanna's going to come in and hoover them up, and I think they'll be able to take care before it really gets to the wall. Still up in XP a little bit. Was Sonya looking at that camp? No, she was just hanging out in the smoke for a minute, I think.
Right now, what they're doing is that they're just waiting for the lanes to push up so that neither one of them gets their lanes too pushed up, which is a really good thing. But it looks like Sonya is going to be winning that freezing battle.
Oh, Imperious.
You can see Imperious is coming down looking for a pick.
Sonya hopefully saw him leave and called it out to her teammates. We do have 5v4. Imperious in the back with the stab. However, Cassius steps up and fends right to his face. Tyrande gets the stun. I think Imperious is going to be safe. He's a little bit low.
But it does look like that gank went sour because look up here. We have Sonya being able to catch that soak and Imperious is missing a few minions without a kill, which means Beast Coast won that trade.
And Anna's shooting him in the face to get him back and healthy. So both.
It looks like they're going to try to go for a sleep charge right there, and then they're going to be able to possibly get some poke damage on Sonya before she is able to come to the Immortal team fight. Right away, we can see Beast Coast is getting a bit of damage onto the Immortal, but everybody's here to defend. But it's a 5v4, and it looks like Beast Coast is able to push them off, keep on grinding that Immortal.
Yeah, Johanna got low, Imperious got low. It's like they're going to go to halftime with the advantage. In the meantime, Raynor all by his lonesome almost tied them in the race. So
they're doing the simple strat of putting 4 people to defend against the enemy team, along with Raynor grinding it down, which is a really good strategy if you're able to pull it off.
Both teams.
But it looks like Beast Coast has lost the Immortal. Even with that great team fight, they didn't have anyone to really counter the Li Ming Raynor push.
Yeah, that Raynor really shined there. So top lane, we're going to go Sonya and Imperious. Going to go back to bickering with each other. So we'll get down to the bottom lane where the Immortal is taking its sweet time to show up. Oh, sorry, show the talents. I forgot to show the talents at 4. There they are. Yeah, Ming, she went
just pushing
blast.
in. But it doesn't look like they're going to be able to push much because this is the first Immortal, which isn't that impactful. But they are able to get the wall, which is really good for the first Immortal in my opinion. And they're trying to push them off of the gate now with Beast Coast and 2 calculators to throw must. Oh.
Yeah, Sylvanas really aggressive there. She came out wanting to kill someone. Well, they weren't able to land it, but she gets a stun from Tyrande and that damage. You never know. She might pull it off. Got some posturing around the camp here in the top. No, they're both posturing. No one's going to take it. In the meantime, though, ETC
it looks like
far.
Yes, ETC took a lot of damage, but we have Mark of Elune out in order to be able to get it. Actually, Elune's chosen, sorry. And Joanna goes down for 2 calculated throw with the first kill. And Beast Coast is able to take that camp with it.
That did not end the way I thought it was going to. I saw ETC out there and I was worried for him, but he power slid back to safety.
He's just a masturbator, my dude.
Cassie threw out the fend and then the damage came and pop. Someone died. See what's going on in that top lane. No one really gaining an advantage. Sonya's spinning, Imperious just soaking up, so.
Spin to win, baby. Spin to win. Right here we're seeing ETC positioning aggressively, but not being able to get a slide out on an enemy team, especially with only Castia there.
It's a nice owl. I don't know if it hit anyone, but it almost did. She threw it in the right spot.
Right away, we could see that 2 calculated to throw is positioning for the Immortal along with Beast Coast. Everyone's there. It looks like they're going to be trying to race this one out. And with Tyranda's Mark of Elune, Hunter's Mark, it might be able to get that, but it looks like 2 calculated to throw has a slight advantage.
Very close. Less than 100 difference if my caster math can be trusted, which I don't know if it can be. So the Immortal should swap positions here, and we're going to continue to race.
Looks like they're sacrificing ETC in order to get a little bit ahead, but it looks like it came out to no avail. 2 calculated to throw has the second Immortal, and it looks like it is up top.
Wow.
But if we look at the experience, we can see that 2 calculated to throw is behind with Beast Coast having their ultimates.
Yeah, so I don't know how much of a push they're going to be able to get here facing this 10, so I'll definitely have to keep their heads on a swivel. Watch out for the Mosh there. You can see coming in and swooping them up in that. What kind of interrupts do we have? Johanna can interrupt it. Rainer can interrupt it. Ming can interrupt it if she goes wave of force. So they've got some tools to deal with that.
They all can interrupt. It's really powerful. Except what ETC does with the Mosh is that it's not necessarily meant to always get a perfect Mosh, right? It's sometimes used for the 1 second stun, or even just to make sure that the enemies can't use those abilities. It's more of a threatening tool at that point.
And Ming does take wave of force, probably a smart pick with Mosh Pit in play. So the camp goes over to Beast Coast. See if they're able to push with it. We do have, we had 4 up here. They're kind of wandering away. And they are heading down to the bottom. I wonder if Imperius should be worried, or if they're just going to turn on the fort now.
It looks like they're just turning off the fort in order to get in there, which is a really good play. But Imperius jumps over the wall, but he has no escape, which means that this might be Imperius' downfall.
He's going to try and get out of there. Oh, and instead he stabs ETC. That did not end the way I thought it was going to end at all. Wow. Nice
It looks
play.
like 2 calculated to throw had the good reaction time in order to be able to rotate down. 2 down for Beast Coast, and it looks like Sylvanas is going to fall as well. That's a 3 KO, and it looks like this bottom fort is down.
Yeah, that went from shutting off the red fort to taking down the blue fort, so kind of a big swing there.
They weren't able to kill that Imperius fast enough, and Imperius was able to see the rotation, which allowed him to rotate and give enough time for his team to come help.
And 2 calculated to throw. Seeing they have the advantage here, they're pressing it. They're going to take that camp. We do have Beast Coast coming in to step on it, and they are going to take it. So they got softened up.
It was a risky play. They already got the fort, and then they were just getting a little bit too greedy there. And it looks like a slide down Imperius, which means a Mosh on him, and that's an Imperius ult down. But it looks like Imperius is able to get a big stun, and it looks like Imperius is falling down. And then Joanna's coming in, but she's extremely low. There gets the power slide, and there goes Joanna.
Yeah, Sonya walking away with 300 health. She's counting her lucky stars right now.
It looks like Nano Boost actually went out on Rainer, which means that probably cost them the team fight.
So Beast Coast will just take 4 up there, and here comes Sonya. They're just going to burn her down. Take it to halftime. They want to get to halftime as soon as possible because 2 calculated throws is going to be up, so they want to get halftime started before the other team could be up. Looks like they're not going to quite get it.
As you saw before, every single Immortal was really close in that, but if they just get a slight lead, like they did here, or even a drastic one, they get the Immortal. Even 1,000 damage on it is enough to sway it in either team's favor. And it looks like Beast Coast is picking up 3rd Immortal, their 1st Immortal, which means that this is going to be an interesting turn.
And they also have 13. Although she's calculated to throw, we'll have 13 here in a moment too. So we're in an even talent tier. We'll see if you get that Cannoneer that you were looking for. Oh, Anna, I missed that entirely. Sorry, everyone. Sylvanas was sneaky.
And so they rush up. And it looks like with Sylvanas up with her tower shunning abilities, it looks like, yep, there it is. And with Ana down, they're able to push with these. And it looks like this fort is coming down in favor of Beast Coast. There goes Cassius' ult, and there goes Blessed Shield. Looks like 2 ults that used for nothing.
And that bottom fort's got just a sliver of health, so someone will be able to walk down there and blow on it and knock it over. Basically at their discretion. So they'll have a nice big structure lead. They're probably going to get the wall here. I don't know if they'll get much more than the keep wall. The Immortal still got some health on it. Maybe they'll get part of the keep.
It looks like there goes ETC Mosh Pit. There goes Sonya. ETC's very low. It looks like they have to back out, otherwise they're going to be dead. Imperius Spear misses, which does not secure another kill, but it looks like they're going to be able to save the keep at just a little bit of health remaining.
They almost did get that keep. So I think they're going to come down and just Talked about breathing on the fort, knocking it down. Sylvanas hits it once and it falls down with a dot. Two calculated to throw, taking the camp top because they see Beast Coast on the bottom, so they know they can get away with this.
Else, there's not much really to do. Their lanes are pushed, whereas Beast Coast is able to catch up on the waves as well as get the bottom siege camp. But it looks like two calculators to throw is going to try to catch them on that, but it looks like it's going to be too late. But they're still going to be trying to look for that pick.
Trying to able to hearth out of there safely. Sonya up top, just keeping that lane nice and clear, pushing it out. And looks like two calculated to throws. Going to clear out that camp without much of a problem. Not much to do on the map right now, other than you've got that back camp on the red side of the map. But just keep the lanes clear. Both teams driving to 16.
It looks like Beast Coast is about to approach 16 before them, so they might be looking for a fight.
Yeah, they'll have that small window where you can go 16v15, and if they can find the right engage, that could work.
And it looks like they're trying to catch the rotation because they're trying to gank their soul laner so that they're able to rotate very quickly. But Sonya goes down instantly. Here comes Sylvanas and ETC, and the Wailing Arrow goes out, and it looks like Raynor is falling. There goes the Toronto with the Valkyrie, and it looks like she's falling as well. Imperious stun. Huge, but the Tyrannid heals are way too much.
Oh, nice power slide. Nice power slide to isolate Imperious. And then the Mosh to make sure you can't use any of his abilities. And then Sylvanas and Tyrande are trying to finish him off, and they do. So that was a 3-for-1 when all is said and done. And we'll see if Beast Coast comes down here to start burning the Immortal. I would expect.
That's a very good mosh pit. He basically waited for Wave Force to be down in sleep dark.
No, they're going to take the keep first. That's probably an even smarter play.
Yep, which means that this might be the last Immortal. We'll see. Right away, they positioned aggressively on it. It's on the right side, which means it is good for Beast Coast because they got a few kills. Which means it's not going to be over there. Halftime curse. Toronto tries to stall it out just a little bit longer, and looks like they're going to be full-on engaged. Raynor gets pulled by the Valkyrie, and it looks like he's going to be able to survive because he has heals from himself and Ana.
And Beast Coast has to back off a little bit as two calculated throws, defending pretty hard there, trying to get a nice stun out, and they've got some time, so they're going to get that camp going. That'll give two calculated throws something to think about while they're worried about the Immortal. They've got that camp going in the bottom, so someone will have to clear that up.
They just want to make sure that they're not at half health when they go in for this next engage, and it looks like a great Imperious stun, which means ETC is going to fall right here because of the Immortal stun. Spin to win comes out, and Sylvanas takes down Li Ming and Raynor, which means two calculated throw has no damage. Spin to win keeps on going, and looks like it's a 3-person kill. Maybe Joanna falls as well. Nope.
So with 3 members of two calculated throw not able to participate for another 20 seconds, that Immortal will go over to Beast Coast, and it's got about a 60% shield, so it's got some beef behind it. It'll go to the bottom lane, so they do have the keep to go through, and they were able to tip the camp just in time to take the camp, so they'll have the camp pushing also. Alright, we'll see how far they can get. I think if they can get a stagger going, maybe you're thinking about ending the game, but I think you're worried about the keep first. Get the keep and then evaluate, see how it's going. If you can't force it, don't try. That's why I would do it.
On Battlefield, you want to play very cautiously, because that Immortal can shred down very, very quickly, and it doesn't really take that much tower act. Doesn't do much for the team fight either, so it's pretty hard to end off of this. But it looks like with a full Immortal health bar, all the shield is down, looking for that melee with the Sylvanas tower destruction. It might just be out. There comes the mosh pit, but instantly shut down, which means it might be the end for ETC there. Sonya's down, Li Ming resets, not best enough.
Yeah, I think they might have overcommitted just a shade there. They did get the keep, but they only ended up losing Sonya. It's not like they was a 5-man team wipe, so it's not. And they've got they've got enough DPS here with them to take this camp down in a hurry. So do they walk to the top of the map and take the other camp, I assume?
I would definitely do that, but they're about to get 20, so it might just be that they're looking for it. What I would be is I would just be checking and making sure that they're not on.
Yep,
And so
Johanna's coming up on the sneaky side, sorry.
Tyrana reveals the Bruiser, which means that they are definitely on that siege camp.
A lot of people avoided that.
It looks like they're able to push it off because it's not a 5v5 or 5v4. Sorry.
Yep. So while Imperius clears the camp in the bottom, they'll take the camp in the top, and both lanes are open with that keep. So if you're too calculated to throw, what do you do to get back in this one right now?
Basically soak your lanes and hope for a team fight that can win you game. But right now, since they don't have 20, East Coast is probably just going to be looking for that aggressive team fight, which is what they're doing right now. Right away, you can see them positioning, but it looks like 2 calculated throws able to rotate up. They're taking down mid-wall because they don't want that to happen. But it looks like Sylvanas falls, which allows them to be able to get a little bit more damage off. There goes ETC, but it's a death mosh, and it looks like they're going to be staying instead of retreating, which means that they're able to still get a kill.
There's Imperius with the nice stab, so that turned that turned into a 3-0. And I think if you're talking about ways for them to get back in the game, that was one of them right there.
It looks like they're going to be able to take down the Immortal with ease, which is what they're looking to do.
Yep, that'll be a big fat Immortal at this point in the game at level 20, 19 minutes in.
And it looks like the 5th Immortal is going to be given to calculated throw. Unless Beast Coast is able to counter it, doesn't look very bright.
No, but this is going to be 100% too, or almost 100%. Sonya getting a little bit of shield off of it, but not much. It's going to be about 80-85%. And so they gather the globes, and we'll go top. There is a fort and a keep to get through, so I don't think they're in any immediate danger of ending the game here, but they can definitely put some pressure on and definitely get this map evened up. Unfortunately, Imperius has got to stay back and kind of scrub those lanes clean, so he won't be able to push, at least for a moment.
Imperius doesn't have that much wave clears, so this is putting him out of commission. There goes Raynor, which means that this is a great team fight for Beast Coast. They saw that Imperius was bot lane, which means that they're able to get some free picks. And this actually might be game here. With Beast Coast, they're going to be looking to end here, because they do not want to deal with that huge Immortal. So they're just going to be racing.
Yep.
And with the Imperius missing his stun, this actually might be possible.
Getting some damage on the core. Fear is very low. However, those red circles really help it out, and they take EDC down. Looks like Mega Muffin might be in a world of hurt too. She's able to Banshee away. And we do have 3 people for Beast Coast left here in the core. Although Sonya, I don't know if she's going to make it out. She got rooted there, and she's going to fall. So we have 3 members of Beast Coast, but Sylvanas is really low, and they're going to have to get out of here. So they did get 42% damage on the core. However, now they have a 50% health Immortal banging on their core. It's going to probably take the shield off, maybe not much more. So they still come out ahead on that exchange, but I think the blood was in the water there, and they really wanted to end it. They just weren't able to.
I actually don't think it was in their favor. Because if they were defending, I believe that they could have just taken out the Immortal before it even took out the keep. Instead, it takes 20% of the core health, and it looks like they're going to be trying to end here. Because they know that they have the pressure to do it.
At 4v3, up. ETC will be up in just a moment. I don't know if he has... He does have mods available, though.
With the Raynor ultimate, it looks like this is going to be game, and in favor of 2 calculated to throw.
It is. He came out and he got the launch, while Fear with 4 health at the end of the game. So they did put on a very spirited defense at the end and got some heroes down, but unfortunately just wasn't enough to keep the core alive. I think.
And they did exactly what I They did exactly what I said that they needed to get back into the, and they did it.
Yep.
So,
Oh,
well,
well
that
played.
was very, very entertaining and a great upset because Beast Coast is #1 seed right now, but they do have a bit of subs in today, too.
Yep. So if we sort it by damage, Tyrande with second highest damage, and also throwing out a serious amount of heals. So it's not like she was just doing DPS; she was also healing. But unfortunately, with Sylvanas and Tyrande leading the hero damage train there, they still come up on the short end of the stick. So, all right, let's get back over to the scoreboard here. Do my
It
favorite thing in the
looks like
world.
Mega Muffin is taking the map pick with Beast Coast, and they're taking us to Braxis Holdout.
All right.
And with
Braxis
that, I think
finally.
that
I
we're
finally
gonna
get to
take
cast
5.
a Braxis game. Yes.
I'm gonna take 5. Uh, Thank you
Okay.
guys all for watching, and we are excited to be presenting game 2.
All right. Let me mark that down as a win for the right team, and we're going to Braxis Holdout. And you said that that map pick was. All right. We'll take a quick break here while we get the teams ready for the second game, and we'll be right back, everyone. All right. Welcome back. Getting the teams all squared away and ready to go here. Be back here after a quick break. Sorry about that, everyone. A little confusion. Trying to get the teams here in the lobby. So this map was taken by Beast Coast. So two calculated to throw. We'll have the first pick, and I think we're waiting on one of the members to come back in the game. There's Richard Gere. I think the teams are all set up. Teams are just about ready to go. So, chat, what did you guys think of that first game? If you have to declare an MVP, who's your MVP in that game? Really interested to hear some opinions out there. Still getting the teams assembled. Apologize for the delay there. It's a really entertaining first game. A lot of back and forth, especially at the end. Hopefully the second game will be just as entertaining. And then maybe a third game. You never know.
And I am back, and I'm ready to take on this cast. Who's ready to see game 2?
I am ready to see game two. I'm sure chat is ready. I will speak for the chat. They are ready for game two. and I get to cast a game on Brax's Holdout. I've been hoping for one all season. I really like this map. I know a lot of people don't, but I like this map, so
I
makes me
ban this
happy.
map all the time in NGS.
Yeah, it usually does
It's
get
my
banned.
first ban every single time.
All right, see if the teams are ready to go. All right, I think we are ready, so we are. Let's go ahead and get the game started. So Beast Coast trying to get off the mat and tie this up and force the game 3, and 2 calculated to throw would be happy just to take it at 2 and go home early. So here we go to Brax's Holdout. And the map pick was Beast Coast, so 2 calculated to throw will have the first pick. Uh-oh.
So for Brax's Holdout, this is one of the ones where Soul Laner is pretty important. If you have a bad Soul Laner, you need to send someone to gank your Soul Lane, which is a bit of a resource issue in the bottom lane, because with that, you are subjecting yourself to a 4v3 while that is happening. So you have to choose the proper times to do that.
So let me ask you a question about this map. We were talking about it as we played one of our Storm League games today. Why is bottom lane the 4 stack and the top lane is the solo lane? It is. Everybody knows that and everybody plays it that way, but we cannot come up with a good reason to explain why top lane is the solo lane here.
Actually,
so what's your theory?
It starts solo lane top, but then it switches to bot or top depending on how the map is played. If you lost a fort bottom, you're going to switch the soul lane to bottom, deal with that, and then you're going to have the 4-man top.
That still doesn't explain why we always start there. I don't think there's an answer to that. I think that's
there's
a
no
riddle.
There's no real answer to that one. Kind of why top is soul lane and cursed hollow. Why? I don't know. Who cares?
It's like, what's the sound of one hand clapping? Which, if you watch The Simpsons, you know, it's this, Lisa. That's what the sound of one hand clapping is. For those of you old enough to remember season 2 of The Simpsons. Long time ago. So we get rid of the Rexar here. He can really handle that solo lane well. 2 calculated to throw, didn't like the Sylvana, so they're going to get rid of her on this map. And we'll finish off the bans with Lunara. And we'll see who the first pick is. See if that Johanna comes out here. I would not be surprised to see it snapped in right away, but we will see. I'm not sure who you would prioritize over Johanna. Is there someone else you'd rather get with the first pick on this map, or would you start off with your tank?
Johanna. Definitely. Johanna is so strong here. Right away, if you get her, then you basically have pressure on the point, as well as competent Zerg wave clear with your tank, which doesn't really happen. But the Mephisto Ana, that is one of the most toxic things, and I see that all the time, and this is why I ban Mephisto in my rank.
And we see Ana switch teams, so she got a new jersey during the intermission there, and she'll be playing for the blue team. And who do we put with that Johanna? I would mind seeing that Rainer again. Yeah, every now and then, not quite as many. And usually when I see one, I'm like, oh, I hope this is the good Mephisto if he's on my team. And sometimes it is, sometimes it's not. I find that people don't see him often enough, and I think I should play him and get good with him because you don't see him, so people don't play, don't know what they're supposed to do with him. So there are a couple of heroes like that, like Maev at my level. Nobody sees her, so you just don't nobody knows what to do. And we do see the Rainer over there too.
The thing with Mephisto is that he's extremely strong. He's one of the strongest ranged assassins in the game, as well as he's played a good amount in Masters. So we see Rainer here because we want to get that Exterminator, along with good amounts of sustained damage. We have Anduin here, which is a very good healer, but I don't know if he can keep up with Mephisto's damage.
And ETC, so we will see a different tank for Beast Coast this game. Assuming they take a tank, crazier things have happened.
And it looks like a Nubarak and Deathwing pop out, but is this Deathwing 4-man or is this Deathwing Soul Lane? We'll have to...
So is Anubrak back? I know he got buffed a little bit with the last patch. Does that bring him back up to glory, or is it just
I
a tiny little buff?
I think that Anubrak has been good before the tiny little buff here.
Oh, agreed.
Um, he's very good in coordinated teams. Um, but it takes a certain type of player to play it. But we see the Genji coming out, and that is huge because Genji is super strong on this map and not seen that often.
Yeah, I don't see Genji that often in any games I watch or play. So I wonder if he'll do some cuteness deflecting against the boss. Monkus in chat says Mephisto, Feast, very clever. I tip my hat to your pun, sir. Well played. And we
It's a
have
four-man
Artanis.
Deathwing. It's definitely going to be a four-man Deathwing. That's when I see Deathwing. If you see a Deathwing in the solo lane, I'm thinking that you're crazy because it's only viable in the form in highly competitive teams. Otherwise, the solo laner.
Alright, so teams are happy with their picks. And we are getting ready for game 2. So whose draft do you like better? I'm not even going to pick one. I'm not sure. There's some stuff I like about both of them, but there's also some X factors. I'm not sure how it's going to play out. So I'm just going to sit back and watch and enjoy it.
I think that Red Team's has the better draft. With the point being is that I like the Deathwing pick. I think it's great here, but Genji kind of nullifies a little bit of that. But along with it being a double mage on the left side, which kind of is a little bit of an issue, because Deathwing has no basic, Fisto has no basic attack damage, and they picked the spell armor when they have all physical damage.
It's snowing.
So,
it's the first time I've seen the snow too. Okay,
honestly,
so
I think Beast Coast got severely outdrafted here, but we'll see how it plays out.
So we talked about that double mage. So let's introduce them. We've got Mephisto on Mega Muffin, Anna on Richard. Pardon me, Richard Gere on Anna, Mega Muffin on Mephisto, Hunter X on Deathwing, Legacy on Anubarak, and Secret 333 on Artanis. You want to do us a favor and introduce the red team?
And on 2 calculated to throw, we have Fear on Joanna, Manaderb on Raynor, we have Ektar on Anduin, Colonel Pants on Imperius, and I Feed on Genji. Well, that seems a proper name for Genji because that's all I do when I play Genji.
I don't even play him. I tried once, it did not click. So Deathwing's going to be able to just clear that lane up with that stupid fire the entire game. They'll have to find a way to deal with that and get to him somehow.
I actually have been, I think, fantastic to play and really fun. But it looks like they're getting shut down.
So who do you think wins the top lane? We've got Imperius and Artanis. I'm not sure who I bet on in that fight. I think that's going to be pretty even.
I think it's pretty even, but with the 75 physical armor, I think that Artanis might be able to pull it off a little bit easier than Imperius. And right away, you can see that 2 calculated throw has full health, whereas it looks like...
Sorry, I thought Anub was in trouble there, but he dropped the beetle and got his shield there. Didn't mean to interrupt you there. He startled me.
Fine. No, he has a hidden health bar. If you... So it looks like the team fight down bot is looking pretty solid. It looks like Artanis is beating up Imperius, and he hasn't even procced his shield yet.
Yep.
And that's what I kind of foretold. It's easier to win when you have that 75 physical armor against Imperius.
So Beast Coast taking the first shot at the point. They have 40% so far. Imperius trying to get it back top, but Artanis is just going to sit on the point, just dare him. He's giving him the Morpheus come signal right now. He just hopes he shows up.
And watch right here. Watch what they're doing. They're doing what Genji does best on this map, which is called ganking.
Yeah, Artanis, I don't know if he's going to make it back to safety. No, I think that swap might have gotten him out to safety, but
they had 2 issues with that gank. First off, Genji missed out his E, so he didn't have that movement speed when he came in. Plus, Imperius missed out that stun. If they hit either one of them, it would have been game. It would have been, like, that point would have been cool. And
There's a level 4 talent. Sorry about that, Monkus.
right away, you can see that Colonel Pants is able to get that regen globe now, which allows him to actually sustain in this fight and possibly win against Artanis. And we can see that 2 calculated throw has been taking a little bit of charge.
So it looks like they'll be able to take the bottom point back, but top, Imperius is still holding that one strong. Raynor in a little bit of trouble, but the nice pull there. Oh, saves him for a second, but Anubrak is able to take him down, so all for naught, and pull us now down for 75 seconds.
And now it looks like Imperius is going to win the trade. I think Imperius is going to win the trade most of the time now. Artanis had that little bit of 75 physical armor, but it looks like it's all not at this point because the sustain is real on Imperius. Right away you can see...
Sorry, go ahead.
But it looks like that with 2 calculated throw, winning the soul link, it doesn't look too well for them in the 4-man.
Yeah. That's a little more of an even fight now. Artanis getting the shield. I think that's going to be
Looks like
Professor
Ekbar falls down to the 10th CC of these boosts.
Sorry about that, Andy, when I missed your death there. And then I missed the Artanis death. These guys are determined to make me look bad here.
Well, with the Genji gank, I don't even think that he made it up there in time. But it looks like Genji was looking for that. He's going to be able to get that very easily. He has faster rotate times and ease ability with mobility, so
this could be a little bit of trouble for 2 calculated to throw there. There's 88% for the blue side on the point, and that will be in the bottom lane. The bottom lane that no longer has a wall, so that fort I think is probably going to go down fairly quickly. We'll see if they're able to push that red bar up a little bit and even it up some.
it looks like Genji already got hit out with deflecting. Take into consideration the second Anubrak stun barrage. And it looks like the first full Zerg wave goes out to Beast Coast with a 33% red Zerg wave to calculate throw. I think that this will be a little bit hard for them to defend, especially with the Mephisto being able to push up like he is and the Anubrak bullying that Genji.
So there goes that fort. We still got a lot of healthy Zerg here. Top is almost cleared. Deathwing and Artanis doing a fairly decent job of keeping that clear. So let's get back down to bottom where all the excitement is. That keep wall is about to go down. And you've still got the 3 Guardians at the back of that push, so this wave has still got some juice to it.
The Guardians really don't do that much. They mostly are just there in case the enemy team is just pushing up on the other team. It's just there.
Alright, that takes us both down to 0%. Imperius got a lot of blue nameplates around him, but he's got a wall to help defend him, although he does get sleeped and he does get swapped. And a noob comes in and the body block is real, ladies and gentlemen, and then the fire is real. So, wow, he's
zoning fire with a jump over the wall with Imperius means that he's able to survive.
He had a cute little jump over the wall in that last game too. Ended up in ETC dying at the end of that fight. So well played.
And it looks like he's getting swapped back in.
Yeah, he's not going to survive this swap.
Kill. There he goes. Deathwing pops his ult, but it hits no one except for the minion wave. They go back for a good trade with East Coast being able to take out the Soul Laner. And right here is what I said, is now the 4-man is up top with the Soul Lane bot.
So our Artanis taking the bottom camp, and Deathwing and Anna and Mephisto taking the top camp. So they're painting the left half of the map blue. 2 calculated to throw, and the meanwhile is taking their easy camp. I'm assuming they'll rotate down to their hard camp here. We'll see how that plays out. And do we see any kind of an invade? We do have heroics here for Beast Coast, but they're also here now for too calculated to throw, so no real window they could take advantage of there. But the heroics are online, except for Anduin, who's still thinking about his. And Imperius is going to have a lot of friends with him here.
Oh, and there goes Fisto ult along with CC follow-up. But it looks like Fisto falls, and this very good for Beast Coast because this means that they're possibly able to take a fort with this bruiser camp.
I think Imperius gets out of that if not for the Artanis swap. I think he was going to make it back to the wall and to safety, but Artanis said, nope, I've seen you do that twice, stop it, come back to us, and swapped it back to his team, to his demise. So well played, Artanis.
Yeah, they don't really have that much burst damage. They're more of sustained and getting up in your face. And it looks like the double mage, the Deathwing, and the 4-man is working out for them because they picked out not that great of a counter to it.
And that is the second fort of the game that goes down, and we've got some trouble on the bottom. Imperius is going to be able to clear it out, but there are enough minions there. They're doing some significant damage to the keep. That keep's going to get down to, 30% or so. And Beast Coast, are they? Yeah, they're posturing for this camp down here. Colonel Pants sniffs it out, but his team's not with him. They're coming now, so they're going to come and see what they can do about this. This might be an interesting fight. Rainer's coming too. We're going to have 5v5.
And right away, we're going to see a huge fight because now we have Dragon Blade possibly able to pop out here.
Nice spear.
It looks like Genji is too low and he might even fall. There he is, but he popped Dragon Blade, was able to get one thing off, but it looks like it's not enough.
But in the meantime, while all of this going on here, the blue counters were just ticking up, and they got 100% out of it. So it was in their advantage for that fight to just go as long as possible. Even though they drop a noob, it's still, I mean, they're okay with their choices, I think, because they've got this nice Zerg wave coming up to the top. So let's see what happens here and how long that keep wall will stay up, and more importantly, how long that keep will stay up. Nice spear. Oh, it takes two. It takes Mephisto down, and then Artanis goes down.
It looks like bottom keep might fall just to the bruiser camp while the Zerg wave is pushing, which is a double lane push. But with two of Beast Coast down, they're not going to be able to get two keeps. And with that, it actually survives with literally 2 health.
That is crazy. Someone just go over and just look at it in a stern fashion.
And it looks like Deathwing is looking at it, and he's breathing. He actually breathed on that fort, and it fell.
That makes me so happy that happened. I like that very much. All right, 2 calculated to throw coming down to defend, and we still have some Zerg up there, and we're at 0% now. So they are finally gone, and we have a nice big fracas coming out here.
And there goes the Mephisto ult, which means Imperius will fall to the enemy team. Which means Beast Coast has a great advantage here.
That was another nice swap by the Artanis there to pull Imperius back into danger. He's really got Imperius' number right now. And looks like the entire team has Johanna's number. She's running away. She popped the D, but the D is no longer up. And Deathwing is going to be the victor in that fight. So that's a 2-0. And are we looking boss? We are looking boss here, everyone.
Deathwing is trying to solo camp, but with his little wave clear, it makes it look like he's basically throwing pebbles at a car.
He got it. He got the job done eventually.
I mean, with enough pebbles, you might be able to take down a car.
And the boss gets colored blue, so they're gonna have a boss pushing, and the boss will go in the top lane where they also had that camp. So we'll see a push here. We've got 5v5, same talents here with the 1 level lead. We'll see how this plays out. My guess is that keep is going to be in danger.
That timing was amazing, but there was no DPS follow-up available for them to be able to kill out that Genji.
Anduin's going to go down. Johanna's going to go down. Genji is able to jump away to safety. However, the same can't be said for Raynor. So that fort goes down, and that boss is like 98% health right now with the keep down. And we've got a 5v2, and I think we're looking at a possible game end here. Yeah.
This is game. Definitely. Beast Coast. That means game 3 is coming out. Unless Genji can pull off a god tier game white with the Dragon Blade, but it looks like Dragon Blade came out and the Light Bomb comes out a little bit late. It looks like the boss, 75% health, is going to be able to take out 20%. Meaning game 3 is inevitable.
And there we go. Game 1 went one way, game 2 goes the other way, so that leads us to game 3, everyone. So let's take a look at the match summary here real quick. Yeah, so if we sort that one by damage, we've got Mephisto, Deathwing, and Artanis up at the top. 13-6 in kills for Beast Coast, so it wasn't completely out of control. But I felt like they kind of owned that game from start to finish. It felt like it was just inevitable. The Beast Coast is going to be dancing on that core at the end of the game. The macro was good, and they just kind of put their foot on the accelerator early and just finished it. So well played, good game. All right, let's go over and let's give them a point and give a win over to the blue team. So that's 1v1. So we are waiting to see where we're going for the third game. So where do you want to see him go, Vivanche?
I would have wanted Dragonshire, favorite map, but it looks like they banned out Dragonshire, so I don't know. Maybe not Towers, but Tomb of the Spider Queen. I haven't seen any games on that this season, which I think will be really fun to watch.
Okay, so asking the teams whether they want map or a hero pick. So for the first two games we've had, the person that's picked the map has been the winner of the game. So we'll see if that holds up or not.
Who knows? But I'm excited to see how this is going to progress because each one of them has one win. So that means that this one here is going to be a very, very interesting game to watch.
All right, teams are deciding what they want to do here. Get ready to set up the lobby for them. So, Chad, where do you guys want to go, and what are your predictions for Game 3? And while we're waiting, NGS, we're trying to make our casting even better. It's pretty stellar right now, but there's always room to get better, so we do have a cast review survey. If you feel like throwing a review, go for it. Say something nice, say something bad. Doesn't matter, just give us the feedback. We like it either way.
If you want some more dad jokes, just ask.
I wouldn't mind seeing Altrek pass this map. I'm just in the mood for people busted out of cages and fighting over points and crazy frost bosses at the top and bottom. Speaking of frost, I was happy I was finally able to see the snow. I thought that maybe it was just a joke that the entire internet was playing on me because I'd never seen it yet. But now I have,
really?
and yeah, which is weird because I do play a lot of games. I just had not gotten lucky enough to see it yet.
I live in a place where we just got rid of our snow like a month ago. So
Wraithling says he wants to go to Volskaya. Arrow wants to go to Altrek Pass. So Arrow agrees with me, which makes him right by definition. So thank you very much. Thanks
does
for.
anyone want to see two?
I'd like to because as a caster, you've always got that throw pit potential at the top. Well, as soon as that boss gets taken, you look at the map like, okay, is the other team going to get there and is something crazy going to happen? And I don't know why it seems to happen more on that map than others, but it just seems like that boss is a scary place. Maybe it's just, I've just been scarred by some bad bosses, so now I look for it. You see the things that you fear, but it just seems like that boss is the scariest of all the maps. Okay, so the word is in. 2 calculated to throw is going to take map pick, and we are going to Cursed Hollow, the granddaddy of them all, the map that you play when you're a new player.
I love Cursed Hollow. It's a great map, huge map, amazing.
All right,
I am excited to see what
I like it too. I like the macro potential on this map. It has kind of a classic feel. I don't know. I just enjoy it very much.
I think this map is really, really intense because if you have global pressure on this map, you can basically, if the tribute is bought, you can have global pressure up top and push out that wave, possibly camp up there, and then just basically rotate back over to the tribute in time while it is pushing on the fort, which I think.
All right,
But that goes with anything too.
teams are filing in, and let me make it official. They're going to Cursed Hollow, and that was a pick by Two Calculator to throw. All right, so getting the teams in order here. I'm gonna try and get it right on the first try here, everyone. I wasn't good at those little slide puzzles when I was a kid, so sometimes getting the game set up is a challenge. So draft-wise, is there anyone that you prioritize on getting rid of on this map, or taking?
I always like banning Joanna. Always like banning Joanna. I think that she's extremely strong. But then, other than that, it's what you don't want to see as a team member. A good one to ban is possibly globals if you don't want to deal with them. But honestly, global heroes give up a lot of team fight potential in that, or with their global. Um, but really, it's what you don't want to deal with on this map because there are so many comps, so many choices, and that's kind of why I love Cursed Hollow.
Right. Oh, I should
Of course,
probably.
you might not want to see Sylvanas too.
Right. I think I think the maps are now correct. Or pardon me, the teams are correct, and teams are ready. I think. So we are about ready to get into game number 3 as soon as the last team gives us the heads up here. Get into it and finish it off, and then we can go play some HOTS ourselves. All right, teams are ready, so let's crank it up, everyone.
We're going into game number 3, which is huge, and I think everyone loves a game 3.
The only thing better than a game 3 is a game 5. The only thing better than game 5 is a game 7.
No,
After
no, I
that, I
think
don't.
a game 7, you'll just be like, I want to go home and just rest.
I'm a hockey fan. I love Game 7. Game 7 of a playoff series. I can't, not being able to breathe anytime anyone touches the puck. It's crazy. But hockey season is come and gone this season. We'll see what they do for the playoffs. But now we have the important things going on. We have to determine who's going to be the first pick on Cursed Hollow and who the first bands are. So teams
Yeah.
conferring. We'll see what they decide.
Abathur is a great band too. If we ever want to see that out of here. Oh man, that's actually one band that I would not mind seeing here.
Instead, they take away Greymane. He's you see Greymane a lot in your games at your level, right?
I play Greymane too much.
Well, it depends.
He's actually my most played in my NGS games.
Well, if your win rate's above 50%, I would say you're playing him exactly the right amount. But
I'm a modest Greymane, sitting at about 77% rate, so it's okay.
just a little modest. Sylvanas once again not being invited to the game.
Sylvanas, I called that ban out. I did not want to see that. Same with Abathur.
I think too calculated to throw. They're just alliance players, and they're angry about the world tree yet. I know we don't want to bring politics into the game, but dang, Sylvanas, that was nasty.
Oof. You know what? That sort of nastiness is somewhat kind of amazing too. Makes me respect her, you know?
All right, Ming off the board here, and we'll see who else goes. So Johanna would be available for Beast Coast if they pick it up. I don't know whether they'll ban Johanna and risk her going to Beast Coast, or maybe they know Beast Coast doesn't like to play Johanna and they'll just leave her out there and pick her up with the second pick. We'll see how it goes. Or maybe no one could pick her the entire game. I find that hard to believe. Oh, Mephisto, a little bit of a respect ban. A tip of the hat to the old Mephisto.
If you've ever played against a good Mephisto, you are scared shitless. I never want to see other Mephisto in my games again.
And Arrow says Sylvanas can burn. I don't know if you mean she can play really well on Battlefield of Eternity, or you would like to see her burn. I'm not sure which way that is. You're going to have to clarify that, sir. And there's the Johanna that we talked about. Johanna switched teams. She'll be playing for the blue team this game. And the old man, respect the elderly, and one of my favorite Deckard skins, the little green army dude, and ETC. So we're all up in arms. Tanks are switching. I'm all confused.
They might actually go for a dive comp because that's what I love doing with Deckard with the Ruby. Oh, man. You have a Kerrigan with Deckard? I just crying. And there goes Abathur Samuro, a GM level combination that everyone fears.
So if you're Abathur, do you just make sure the hat stays on Samuro the entire game?
Well, you want to focus on a bit of macro, but basically past 13, yeah, basically you want to stay on Samuro. And what you do is as you go level 10, you don't go the clone, you go evolve monstrosity and put it in the opposite lane where the tribute is so that it pushes with the minion wave, which makes Abathur extremely toxic.
And Raynor. So they've seen Raynor 2 games now. They don't want to see him for the 3rd game. So Raynor will also be taking a break here.
Everybody thinks it's game with the Abathur Samuro comp, which I think so too. Always gotta favor that.
Monk is screaming in caps, you let it through.
I always make sure whenever I'm screaming Beast Coast to always ban Samuro whenever I can. So I do not want to deal with that.
So we get Jaina and Cassia out. And we'll see who we finish the left side of the draft with. Yeah, there's a lot of GGs going out in chat. Come on, guys. That's why we play the games. I don't think I'd call it GG just yet. I think we're gonna play this one out, and it's gonna go until one of the cores dies.
I think that it could be good, but looking how it is right now, I'm in favor of Beast Coast. But we're going to see the Soul Laner pop out. Who's going to be facing Samuro? Abathur.
Wonder if we'll see the Wombo ETC Jaina, the nice Mosh and Ring. Get some damage on there with the Deckard Magic Triangle in there, and the Lost Vikings.
That's exactly what I was thinking would happen. Lost Vikings, and that's how you deal with an Abathur Samuro. I love it.
One of the captains says YOLO has been called, so hold on to your butts, everyone. This game is about to get weird, and I absolutely love it.
I love the Lost Vikings. Do it.
And I love this game so much because every time you think, I know what's going to happen, something else happens. Something else weird happens. And it could be something good, could be something bad, but you never actually know until the game is played. So we'll see how this one turns out. What do you guys think, Chad? Who's got the better draft here?
I don't know. The GGs with the Samuro Abathur are coming out. Okay. I think that no matter what, this is going to be a really fun game to watch, and I'm so excited to see it.
I am too. And Arrow has clarified his position on Sylvanas, and I quote, I mean, she could be burned to ash, let her die again in the most painful way possible. So not really pulling any punches there. I like a man who knows what he thinks, so.
All right. On Beast Coast, we have Mega Muffin with Samuro, Legacy on Joanna, Hunter X on Junkrat, Secret 333 on Abathur, and Richard Gere on Lucio.
All right, so on the red team, we have
5, 4, 3, 2,
Ektar on Deckard, Fear on the ETC, I Feed on Cassia, Manaderp on Jaina, and Colonel Pants on that X Factor, the Lost Vikings.
I think you
And
missed one. You also have Colonel Pants on Lost Vikings and Colonel Pants on Lost Vikings.
did I? Yeah, I probably did. Sorry about that. This game has got me so excited. If you want to see them, there. Look real quick.
No,
There they
you
are.
needed to count all 3 of them because they have
Oh.
7 heroes.
Got it. I ain't got time for that. So we're gonna have 7. We're gonna have 14 bodies on the field at some point.
And it looks like they're going to have Abathur and Samuro double soaking mid and bot. Well, they're doing a 4-man YOLO push top. But you see, with Cassia and Jaina, they're probably going to be able to get a lot more structure damage down, especially with a Lost Viking there to just poke them out or be there for that ink.
Okay, so there we see the Vikings soaking all 3 lanes. XP is pretty close though. So are we going to see just this constant brawl in the top lane, you think?
I think it's basically going to be that way, along with these camps that they're picking up. You can see the Bruiser camp be picked up here, and possibly the Siege camp. But you can see the Samuro is popping out here, trying to be very annoying, which is his job, honestly. And we hate him for that. And you can see right there that the tower being able to push him off that distance is being able to make sure that Samuro can't get the kill. Cassie.
Alright. Don't know where to put the camera. I guess we'll just put the camera where most of the heroes are. We've got 2 calculated to throw, and I thought they're going to come up and in that top lane and fight, but instead they're going back mid. I guess they're hunting Samuro, and they found him. They get the power slide and the blizzard in. All the Qs, and he gets a shield from Abba and Jaina. Is Jaina going to go down? Jaina, wow, that was sneaky. She does go down. Wow.
That was nasty. Abathur Samuro comp is just annoying and amazing at the same time. You can see that Ruby's coming out now, but it's a little bit too late because he couldn't get there in time.
Without the Abathur shield, I think Samuro goes down, but Abathur realized he needed help with buddy and did, and that definitely flipped that fight right over. Alright, so objectives in the bottom, so are we just going to see him push a little bit in the top? We've got 3 up here. I wonder if they're going to give and just get some value up top.
And Rakham, you're in game. You need to switch to game mode, my dude.
Oh yeah, I do. Thank you.
Alright, and we have Legacy coming up here, looking to save that wall, but it looks like a lot of damage is coming off. The Junkrat gets a mine out, which hits I with the tower shot, but it looks like it's not enough to do anything, especially with Deckard being there at 30 armor.
So we do
And right away you can see that Baylog is going to be poking down the Samuro Abathur comp, but it looks like it's to no avail, and Samuro gets the first tribute for a Joanna kill and a wall down up top.
So as long as they grab the next couple objectives, or the next couple objectives, I think that's probably okay. So they didn't give up too much for it. That wall is almost down. That turret's got a little bit of health left. I think they're going to be able to rip it down. There goes the ice lance.
And there's the Jaina being able to be popped over, but there's no one else there to do the CC that is needed in order to lock down Jaina. And right away you can see the top wall is down, so they're going to be rotating down for the tribute with a Samuro bullying Baylog out of lane. Right away you can see that the Samuro is just causing mayhem everywhere he goes.
ETC's in among a lot of blue there. Junkrat, I think, might have just saved him by popping him out of there, but he did prevent ETC from interfering with the point, so they do capture that. So they've got 2, 3, so 2 calculated to throw has got to get the next 3 tributes unless they want to give up that curse. They do have a small XP lead, so they're going to be 10 before Beast Coast unless something changes. Maybe they'll be able to get 10 before the next objective.
And it looks like Baylog falls, but Lucio's able to just dash on out of there because he is slippery So slippery. Right away, you can see that Lucio almost falls to the Jaina combo, but it wasn't enough.
Yep, he's really kind of living dangerously, but he knows he's fast, he can get out of there, so he's obviously played the hero quite a bit, is comfortable with finding that edge, so as long as
Beast Coast has that extra takedown and a bunch of Lost Viking kills, it looks like the tower being fallen and the Lost Viking soak is making them have a slight experience lead.
Oh, we got 2 Vikings down, we've only got 1 left on the field. Abathur coming out, making a rare appearance on the field there. I was hoping to see a Viking Abathur slap fight, did not happen. Instead, we're going to see a big boy fight up here for the objective. And 2 calculated throws.
They're just going to be giving it. Beast Coast is going to be giving it because they know that they have 2 of them and they're about to get ultimates. So that they're rushing it, and it looks like 2 calculated to throw is starting their boss because they know where everyone is on the map.
So if you're Beast Coast and you think this is what's going on, and you do have somewhere at the bottom, do you just take the bottom boss, or do you just push? It looks like they're choosing to push.
It's a little bit late to react at this point.
Yeah.
But if I knew that they were on the boss and my team was split, I'd be rotating down to my boss. Simple. Just go for ours, trade those bosses, especially since the tribute is going top. The top boss won't do much, but the bottom boss will do lots. But instead, Samro is taking that opportunity in order to take a large amount of the fort's health, possibly take it out. And there we go. Samro's rotating up because he wants this tribute, especially with a boss pushing on their fort.
Another Viking goes down. So we have just Johanna here for Beast Coast, but the rest of the team is close behind. Samuro, he's coming up. And of course, Abathur's not here because that's not his kind of thing. So we do have a 4v3, and they're able to take that objective, and the boss does go down. Fort has a little bit of health left to it. They'll be able to push it over probably pretty easily. I don't know if they'll do it right now or if they'll wait until they have a moment with nothing else to do. But it's very, very low. But then again, the red fort at the bottom is very, very low too. So this map is fairly even. Nice and symmetrical. If you have OCD, this is a good map for you to look at right now. Until someone takes that first fort.
I think Beast Coast is in the lead right here because they're about to take out the bottom fort.
Yep.
And take out that Lost Viking. Well, nope. Just clearing the wave and rotating out to get that tribute in order to get the curse.
So Johanna being fearless and walking into a lot of red nameplates there, but that's kind of what Johanna does, so no surprise. Colonel Pants, Abathur gets credit for the kill on that, so 1 more Viking dead.
That Junkrat mine just was able to chomp him down and make sure that he can't escape. And it looks like the Abathur Samuro is back out into more action, being an annoying little pest. Like always, the Johanna's shield goes out, blocking that Deckard sleep. And there falls Jaina, Cassia, and now the ETC.
Jaina did get the ring off, and she caught Lucio with it, but he was able to drop some serious fat beats there and protect both himself and the team. And that goes to Beast Coast. And where do you want to see him push at this point?
Well, just mid, because they're there already, right? Yeah. And then rotate up top, and then possibly grab the boss.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing him push, and then as soon as the push is over, come back and take their boss. But that's just me. I'm playing Div D.
I think with 20 seconds remaining, you want to be grabbing the boss, because then they have to still deal with the minions, so that they have to either choose having their lanes pushed up by minions, or secure that boss. But it looks like Legacy's taking too much damage in order for them to do that.
Riptire comes out.
It looks like it comes out because the ETC is putting too much pressure on him.
Yep. That was kind of a get-out Riptire, I think. So Samuro's got a nice big wave there. His clones are going to start attacking that wall. Deckard throws out the triangle to keep people away there. So the curse has come to a finish, and at the end of the curse, we have 3 forts down for two calculated to throw, and all 3 forts still up for Beast Coast. So Jaina does finish her Globe Quest, so she'll get the extra 10% on Frostbite. That could be very, very helpful.
And it looks like Balog falls again to the Abathur Samuro, leading Lost Vikings to be taking much of their men and much of their army out by Samuro. Samuro face checks the bush, but is able to get away because he has Let's Drop That Beat and some flown teleportation.
Samuro burning his ult there just to kill the last Viking. That seems excessive. I don't know if that was necessary.
Well, the ult has like a 25-second cooldown, so
I know.
Really okay.
It just made me sad was all. I saw the poor Viking and then I saw him spin. I'm like, oh come on, man. There's no
spin to win. I mean, that's how you win every single game. You just get a spinning hero.
I'm gonna have to start that strategy then. I hadn't thought about that. So Abathur's moved up to the top lane. He's going to be soaking up there. Samuro looks like he's looking for another Viking. And is he going to find it? Yeah, he is. And is he going to pop the ult screen? Nope, he's just going to clear some minions. Meantime, we've got a little fight breaking out here. A nice 4v3.
And it looks like it's a 4.253.
I'm not good with fractions. It looks like
Junkrat's ult goes out, but ETC takes enough damage to be healed up by 1 potion.
So 16 is here for Beast Coast. It's not quite here for T calculated to throw. I don't know whether they'll be able to force a fight and take advantage here or not. T calculated to throw, not giving up there, showing a little bit of strength down here. I think ETC is looking for a spot to scoot in there and engage, just not able to find one there. There, he gets a power slide and kicks Johanna back, but unfortunately she has her D available, so she's not all that impressed. And she's actually going to come forward and she's going to look for someone red to pick on. ETC's a little bit low there. Is he going to make it out?
It looks like Mega Muffin is barely able to make it out because the Abathur Samuro comp is just too powerful. Valkyrie comes out, Ring of Frost comes out, but it looks like ETC's probably going to survive here, with Mega Muffin might be looking in trouble here. Looks like ETC came back in, was able to get the roar off from Joanna being able to take her down. And Decker gets booped by the Junkrat mines, which means that he's in very big trouble, along with the hyper mobility of Lucio, making sure that no one can escape. And it looks like this is a full-on team wipe.
No, we still got 2 Vikings on the field. It's not a full team wipe. I know my math is not good, but I can count to 2, and I see 2 red nameplates. There's one right there, and there's one right there, so not quite a team wipe. But it is going to let them do whatever they want for a few moments. One of the Vikings does sneak in and get that camp.
They're taking their camp, and it might be a boss call right here.
That would not surprise me.
Nope, but they're going to be dealing with that. They're just using this advantage in order to get their camps on the enemy side, as well as push out a little bit more macro-wise. Looks like Olaf's going to fall to Samuro. That Samuro is just bullying everyone. And right away, we have a full-on fort down. Now, 2 calculated to throw has 2 tributes. Well, Beast Coast only has 1, but they're 3 forts ahead, and they already used that first curse in order to get it hugely ahead. Which now they're 19 to 17, which means that they're going to be able to get 20 and push out a huge advantage. Viking out ult pops out as well.
So the camp is taken. They do have 2 tributes, so they could go get up here and get the curse. I think that might be the best play because 20 is going to be here real quick for Beast Coast, so maybe they want to try and get this objective before 20 comes out. However,
they definitely want this fight.
Yeah.
But it looks like they're going to be stalling it out because Junkrat is the master of stalling out objectives on Cursed Hollow. And all objectives in general.
So we don't have Samuro here, so they do have a numbers advantage for this fight. Oh, Lucio coming in from the back, just to kind of poke that out, being very annoying, like he's supposed to.
And now they have 20s, which means here comes the Junkrat!
Yeah, that's stupid tire.
Mega Muffin coming in with his extra movement speed. there comes in a massive amount of ults popping out, but it looks like Jaina fell in that little bit of displacement. Another Viking falls, and it looks like Decker's out, and it looks like Cassia will not be able to escape. Everyone's low on Beast Coast, but it looks like all of them are still up, while the rest to calculate goes down. In this game, it's more of a 4v5 the entire game, because they don't have Vikings coming up for team fight. So it looks like Beast Coast might be able to end.
Yeah, the res timers are still high enough. I think they're going to be able to finish that core. So you got the two of the Vikings up, and then Jane will be up for a moment. I don't know if she has a ring up. Maybe she could do something here, but I just think there's too much damage for the core defense. So there goes the shield. Core's going to be down 80%, and we're down to 50%. And that game, if the GGs have gone out, now it's official. Now you can throw the GGs, chat. They're throwing out game chat.
And too. Now, this is the Abathur Samro is just too strong. Way too strong.
All right, let's go look at the tail of the tape there.
And with that, we'll just head on over to try to get into.
Yep, and we do see Samuro with the 6-8-0. He was definitely gross. Although Abathur was 5-9-1, he was no slouch himself. 16-2, big difference kills there. So Beast Coast just coming on, putting on the pressure early and never letting up. So let me pop over here and award that game to Beast Coast and award them the series and make it official. Thanks to everyone who came out to watch. We're not quite done yet. Hopefully we'll get an interview. So I'll give you something cool to watch while we line that up. All right, and we are back, and we have Mega Muffin from the victorious team of Beast Coast. Mega Muffin, how are you guys feeling right now? Good?
Oh man, we are glad it's over.
Yeah, you guys just picked the Samuro, and chat was already like, GG with the Abathur Samuro combination.
I'm honestly extremely shocked that they map picked at Cursed Hollow and then let Abathur through.
I was even say ban Abathur, and well, didn't happen.
So if you have to pick from those three games, we had some exciting games. That first one really back and forth. The other two maybe not so much, but that first one was definitely a nail biter. What's your favorite moment of that series if you had to pick one?
I guess it definitely be the game one. That when they came into our core, that was like the most like adrenaline rushy moment of the entire game. It's like I'm here and I recognize that they can in fact end the game, and we're trying everything we can to like survive. And you know they freaking made it. They did it. It was a really fun final battle.
Yeah, it was a very entertaining series to watch, especially that first game. The back and forth was insane. So if I'm doing the math right, and I think I actually got this right, that drops you into first place, no longer tied for first place, but you are just in first place. How does that feel?
I don't want to be first place. I never want to be first place. I feel like there's this thing that happens in Div A. The first seed always gets beaten by the 8th seed somehow in the playoffs. And I don't want that to happen to me. Get me out of this first place.
Well, I guess you could do something about that, but if you guys keep playing like that, Sorry, I think you're probably going to stay in first place. There's nothing I can do about it. You guys were solid top to bottom tonight. I was very, very, very impressed.
Thank
So,
you.
Ravanchi, you have some questions here for him?
Of course. What do you think went wrong in that first game? I saw that you guys had a core rush that just fell apart.
That was definitely a little bit of a mess. We couldn't find the kills we wanted, we couldn't land the ults we wanted, and in the end, we kind of just saw our Sonya get insta kills, and we're like, maybe this wasn't the play. Dude, no way.
Well,
All right.
live and learn, and if you're going to lose that game, probably better to lose it today than lose it 3 or 4 weeks when the playoffs are up. So it's a good time to learn from those kind of things.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Mega Muffin. Do you think that Samuro is going to get through in the playoffs?
Gosh, I think at this point you'd have to be extremely brave, right, to let Samuro and Abathur go through. Or
It's too strong of a combination.
it's
Too strong.
I feel like in debate, I don't think that teams necessarily know how to play against it well, and that's why it just seems so devastating and so easy to win with something like this. Yeah, who knows? Maybe people practice, maybe they learn how to deal with it, but until then, I will never, ever, ever pass up a chance to play Summer and Abathur.
Well, anyone who watches that game and the scouting report, I think you're probably going to get that Samuro ban, or at least Abathur, but probably Samuro. So I think actually, before I let you go, you have anyone you want to shout out before
I
we
actually
let you
have
out
another
here?
question.
Oh, I'm
yeah.
sorry. Go ahead, Ravanchi.
All right, Mega Muffin, here's a silly little question for you.
Awesome.
What is your favorite dad joke?
Dad joke? What? What?
Give me your favorite dad joke. Let's go.
Get me out of here. I don't have
All
dad
right,
jokes
all
are
right.
gross. There are no such things as good dad jokes.
All right.
Aw, dang.
I will take over the stream and I will say you don't have to answer that question if you don't want to. But before I let you go, I will ask you again for shout outs. Anyone you want to throw some love out to?
Very first of all, definitely shout out to the enemy team. They put up a hell of a fight in game 1 and game 2 and game 3. We were trading kills back and forth, some more than others. Shout out to my team for rallying through game 1, not letting the loss bring them down. We just shouldered on through, kept our morale up, and we took the series still. Shout out to all my viewers. Not my viewers, your viewers, question mark. My friends who came to watch when I told them to watch.
Nope, always glad to have people come out. Okay, well, I think we'll let you go back and celebrate with your team, and good luck the rest of the season, and have fun with that first place thing hang over your head, and good luck in the playoffs.
Yeah, thank you.
I just read
I
the
saw
joke.
that. Yeah.
I just read the joke from Munkus Beaver, one of your teammates, and he said, "Oh, I got one. I asked my dad, are we pyromaniacs?" He said, "We are, son."
All right, on that note, I think I'm going to wrap it up. Thanks everyone for coming out. If you have any feedback, drop it in the chat, and I think we will send a raid out to one of our fellow casters. Everyone have a lovely night and enjoy your games, and we'll see you on the other side. Thanks.
Peace out.
Take care.